Hello. I'm here to talk about this week is contemplating on suicide because there's been a lot of press about suicide this week due to a singer from Linkin Park taking his own life, and I have contemplated suicide, I must admit. I have, and I have had suicidal thoughts. I've self-harmed. I thought about the way I would do it. I thought about various ways I would do it over the years. I thought I would talk about my view on suicide and the actual my view on it and about my sort of view on it. Anyway, so a lot of people generally, when they have a mental health disorder, they have suicidal thoughts quite a lot, and it's quite hard to deal with, which I've had a very scary moment this week when I was quite suicidal, and I actually thought about just getting a knife and just stabbing myself, but that ain't the point. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, but that ain't the point. But the point is I'm coming off meds, but they'll just keep an eye on me. But that ain't the point. But I always generally try and sleep it off. People always say that you're selfish if you do it, but in my view, it's sort of not. If you've got a really terrible illness, you might not agree with my views on this, but that I have got many views on it, but when I've always found around suicide and mental illness and around friends who don't really know that you should always ask how they are and if they're well enough in their self and all that sort of thing, and that, and all that sort of crap. I'm not saying it's crap, but that you should always be looking at signs that they're unwell, or signs of depression, or signs of that they're going to take their own life, or not. There's not generally signs that they're going to do it. You should always send a text to make sure they're okay and all that, because there are several ways of killing yourself. I'm not going to specifically say how to do it, because there's probably hundreds of ways how to kill yourself, because I have attempted myself a couple of times, and I've been suicidal and ended up in A&E, which isn't the nicest place to be when you're in that sort of thought process, and and they sort of don't help when you're in that sort of environment, and they don't really help either. And then you get sent to the crisis team, and then they don't really help either. And then they sort of say go to the GP, and then 99% of the time it's like talking. If you've got a helpful if you've got a GP that is helpful or good, then he helps. But if you haven't, then if you've got a good friend, that's a good thing. But if you haven't, then you're in a lose situation. But other than that, so I would say that you should always make sure that your friends are alright and your family, and you should always make sure that they're okay and all that. And I have contemplated it, and should if you're feeling down, I was saying that you should phone Samaritans or crisis team, although if I was in that situation, I definitely wouldn't. I would probably phone up 111 doctors, my sort of way of call, because they've been the best way of call for me, because they've been more helpful than the actual crisis team. But and they've actually listened, and so I always look at this sort of view of mental illness as a positive, because I want to just raise awareness of suicide, because we need to stop these sides of happening, and because but it is sad it's happened, but hey ho. So anyway, so I've contemplated it, of bad thoughts that I didn't want to be here and all that, and my parents didn't love me and all that. So I just wanted to raise awareness. That's all I wanted, raise awareness, and to make sure your friends and family are alright. Thank you. Bye.